Good evening, Sunday night it is, recording this 1940, it is 7:40 in the evening on Sunday 13th. So we are looking at crude, big day. Well, we had a couple of big days, didn't we, Thursday and Friday. Thursday CPI number, obviously we had quite a move. Friday, the US alerted the world to the fact that Russia could be about to imminently attack the Ukraine. So we're on a war footing now. And as a result, we had WTI crude rocket back up, recovering some recent losses to retest that trend line, which goes all the way back to March last year. So that's pretty much, well, it's an 11.5-month trend line, isn't it? So it is very significant. We didn't manage to close the week above there, as you can see. On the daily chart, we tested it. So I had that level a little bit lower, obviously, before. We were down around in the low 93 area, and now it's more around the 94 area. So we're really going to have to clear $94 for oil to shoot higher. I think it probably will. Obviously, it all depends on how the market perceives this potential war. If tensions ease, then I assume oil will come back down. I've decided to put some buy orders into the trade ideas spreadsheet because I'm going to stick with the bull trend at the moment. It's clearly winning. If you think that trend line will hold, and if you think war tensions will ease, then obviously you won't agree with buying on the dip. And that's fair enough. You might want to get into a short position. Gold also benefiting enormously from the news out on Friday, the war tensions. Gold being a typical safe haven, finally burst higher. I can't say that there was any particular technical, anything on the technical charts that gave me an indication that would happen. It was purely a sort of geopolitical event that triggered that move, but certainly up through 1845, 1855 area, and bang, we're higher. So for me now, I think again, probably stick with the bulls. We have broken above a very significant trend line, so the bulls will definitely be hoping that that can be sustained. There's your trend line going all the way back to, now where is that? I need to just check. I couldn't see that with my, back to September 2020. Sorry, fiddling around there. Okay, so we've broken the trend line, which is around the sort of 1845, 1850 area. As long as we hold above there, things look pretty positive. Hence the reason why I've got that buy order at around that level on the trade ideas spreadsheet this morning or this evening. Okay, Euro Yen I've got there also on the trade ideas spreadsheet. Well, Euro Yen is in one huge sideways trend. Has been, I could suggest, as far back as, well, a year at least. You can see there it is, one big sideways trend. Anyway, the orders are on the spreadsheet, so you know what I want to do. It's scalping opportunities only, really. In these, so many forex markets are in these big sideways trends. So basically, I'm drilling down into the short-term charts to try and find levels that I can suggest for scalping opportunities where we can risk maybe 20 pips, try and make 40 pips. Really, there isn't a forex market that I could suggest that you put on a swing trade and run it overnight. Right now, I'm seeing trades that I would do and maybe run for a couple of hours, 2-3 hours, and try and still, as I say, 30, 40 pips out, and I don't mind risking 20 pips to do it. But, you know, look at the CAD yen. Again, you know, we're trading around 90.56. Well, that's where we were trading back in May 21. So we haven't really got anywhere, as I say, for what, 10 months or something, 9-10 months. So therefore, I've got levels on the CAD yen. I've got levels for CAD yen, which are basically scalping levels. I'm desperately searching for some patterns that I can get my teeth into. I'm wondering if the euro US dollar will give us an inverse head and shoulders pattern. That would be kind of nice. This could be the left shoulder, this could be the head. Maybe we'll form a right shoulder. Doesn't have to be symmetrical, doesn't have to be the same length of time as the left shoulder, but you know, I'm clutching at straws here. There is nothing to indicate that this is going to actually happen. It's just on my radar, but it would take days, possibly weeks to form that. So again, not a tradable pattern. I'm just on the lookout for anything that I can grab onto and hope that we get a pattern or a trend for me to trade. What else have I got in here? GBP CAD. There we go. Let's have a look at the chart. Well, it's just ranging around my levels. The levels are certainly working. The scalping levels are certainly working. But again, how do you make sense of this? If you're a trend follower, and remember, this is the daily chart. Now this goes, you know, this goes back to March 2020. This is almost 2 years old, and look, we haven't gone anywhere. This is one big sideways trend. Obviously, the ranges are massive, but this is a problem I've got, trying to find a pair that I can actually see a pattern or a trend, something that I could really suggest that we run something for a couple of days or even a week or so. But there's nothing. Right, I'm just looking at my spreadsheet. EURJPY, I've also put a trade on there. You know what it is. And the DAX, I've also, let's have a look at the DAX. The Germany 40, as I should probably call it. There we go. So this is, as I wrote in the report, we have some sort of, actually I need to put this on a 4-hour chart. Okay, there it is. Okay, I wanted to start off by showing the 4-hour chart on the Germany 40 because you can clearly see we're in a bear trend, but the ranges are narrowing. As you can see, the lows are sort of, you know, a little bit higher each time, and the highs are a little bit lower each time. So we're narrowing in this triangle pattern. So eventually we'll break one way the other, of course, and I think it will probably be to the downside. You will remember that I have this head and shoulders pattern in the DAX, which looks pretty nasty in my opinion. And if we break that neckline, which is in the report, then it's goodbye DAX. This actually looks the most negative of all the patterns that I'm seeing at the moment. Nasdaq is just basically developing a bear trend with no particular pattern to speak of, but certainly a series of lower highs and lower lows. The Dow Jones, the US 30 is just going sideways. S&P is nowhere near the completion of its head and shoulders. Well, it's not close to its head and shoulders completion pattern yet, line yet. Got to get below 4,200, so we're a good over 200 points away from that. But DAX certainly looking more vulnerable than anything. So I've got some levels on the DAX, and I've also got some levels on the Eurostoxx as I look at it right now. And even on Nasdaq, I have got some ideas there too. Well, anyway, I'm not going to. I won't run through them all. You know, you've seen the sheet. You know what they are. But that's just a run through. Yeah, FX markets are frustratingly sideways. So if you some good scalping opportunities, as I say, risking 20 pips to make 40 pips. If you get 4 or 5 trades off and you can get you know 3 or 4 of those working, then you've had a good day. But you're going to have to work hard because there's no swing trade opportunities. Okay, that's it for me. That